So ahead of the busy summer season, what with backyard parties and 4th of July fireworks, I thought that this was a great time to come on and talk about some tips for getting the most out of your CBD to help work with acute anxiety for dogs and all of your other pets. So here are my top 4 tips for CBD for anxiety. So the first thing that I would recommend is you're going to want to figure out what the dosage is for your pet ahead of the moment of necessity. The reason that we kind of have to do this and have this experimentation phase before we really need it is because there is no set way for you to know how much your pet is going to need without actually just seeing it working in their body. That can be explained by the way that tolerance varies from pet to pet based on a whole bunch of different factors that really we can't measure. So while it would be easier to just go, my dog weighs this much, how much do I need to handle their anxiety? You really need to test it out and see exactly what their optimal dosage is going to be before you want it in the moment to work. The second thing that I would recommend is that this is a kind of a classic mistake that pet parents make when they're dosing for anxiety is you have to give it with enough time in advance that it's going to be circulating in their body at reasonable levels by the time you need it to be working. A lot of people will have fireworks happening and they give it to their dog 15 minutes before or right before they're going to launch these fireworks. And by that point, they're already scared before it's circulating in their body. What the research shows is that it's going to take around 2 hours for it to reach peak concentration in their body. That doesn't mean that you have to do it that far in advance, but I would recommend at least 45 minutes to an hour before you're going to need that real kind of barrier between anxiety and reactivity and this kind of stimuli. That's when you're going to want to be dosing. The third thing that I would say is administer your CBD oil directly to the gums. This is going to be the route of administration that has the highest bioavailability, which means the most efficient way for the body to absorb it. Now, there are going to be some pet parents who can't administer it this way just based on how their pet reacts to that. And in those cases, you can absolutely administer it via a biscuit or putting it on their food, but just beware that it may take a little bit longer to start circulating in their body and you may need to use higher doses to reach the same kind of effects. Lastly, no matter what route of administration you're taking, you're going to want to administer it at around the same time that you're giving them a fatty food. This is also going to increase the bioavailability because hemp is a fat-soluble molecule. It gets brought into the body much better when there are other fatty molecules in the stomach. If you're interested in trying this natural way to help your pets with anxiety, make sure that you get your hemp tincture in time for upcoming 4th of July fireworks and comment below with any questions you may have.